Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. I'm back with you really quickly. You know, yes, I'm still alive. You guys are funny. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's eating that straight out the ocean. Ah! I'm still alive. I feel wonderful. I haven't even smoked yet. I'm chilling. Um, the feeling is beautiful. We just had a beautiful alkaline electric, 100% Dr. Sabi approved meal. I will post a photo of that for you all later. But I wanted to show you, I made some bromide. So this is a container of the wild red algae, the wild moss that I did. And I could not, like I said, I'm working with the NutriBullet, not the Vitamix. So I used bladderwrack powder from Star West. Let me show you really quickly. I used, wait, is it in here? Watch your leg, baby. Nope. Okay. I don't see what I did with the bag, you guys, but I used bladderwrack powder from Star West. And I did a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, mind you, my moss was raw, cooked and processed, and then I went and added my bladderwrack in. Do not do this unless you get instructions on how, or unless you watch somebody do it, because bromide, to be a true bromide, has to be a 1-to-1 ratio of red algae and brown algae. You don't want too much of either one, or it's not bromide anymore. It's just a regular herbal combination. And then when you're working with liquids and powders is more concentrated because they've been dried. So you don't need as much. You know what I'm saying? So learn before you just go mixing ratios. But let me show you guys what this is going to look like. It's a little dark, but bear with me. One second, guys. Okay, I'm back now. Yeah, you should see I had to take my belt off because I drank my bromide and, like I told you, my moss earlier, and it really made me feel like I had a full meal. And like I told you, I just ate an alkaline electric meal, but so I had to take my belt off. I feel really good and full right now, and I've had nothing but fruits, vegetables, and algae. So, and a little bit of grass because some wild rice was in the food earlier, and some peppers. So, where's my baby shower cup? Here we go.
A baby shower cup?
It's my little one back there. Okay. Now, this is bromide. This is the red algae and the brown algae that I've mixed together. This is Yerba Mate San Mateo. Yerba Mate San Mateo. You guys should know about this. I talk about it so much. But, damn, that's good. Okay. I don't like drinking my bromide without a little cactus unless I'm fasting. So I'm going to put a little cactus in it. But I will take a sip on camera so that you guys can see the actual bromide. Let me put myself in some more light here, guys. I want you guys to be able to see what's happening. Here we go. This is better. So, Yerba Mate San Mateo is one of the herbs that are the best herbs that you can ever find. Okay, blessings, Kundalini, blessings. So this is video 2 for anyone who's stepping in. If you need to see video 1, I just posted it maybe about half an hour ago, so you can go take a peek and see, because this is the continuation of video 1. This Yerba Mate San Mateo is beautiful, y'all. This is the color of Yerba Mate San Mateo when I make it in a French press. Like this. Yerba Mate San Mateo. YerbaMateSanMateo. Yerba Mate San Mateo. Adea, baby, go upstairs and play if you need to be making loud noises. Let mommy finish the video really quick, okay? So my daughter's loud just like me. She's got it honest. But what I like to do is take my bromide and mix it with my Yerba Mate San Mateo because it wakes me up and it feels really wonderful in the morning. It doesn't just wake you up. It gives you energy, it wakes you up, and it gives you a happier outlook. A very happy outlook on things. Yes, my little one, she really is like me in a lot of ways. So I've got people crawling on the floor behind me so they don't interrupt the camera. But I'm going to take a sip of the bromide raw the same way I took a sip of the sea moss, the red algae. I took some for you guys raw with no sweetening. I'm also going to take some of the bromide the same way. Because anybody who has had bromide and anybody who has had the moss/red algae by itself knows two different beasts. Okay? Two different beasts. Very different. Taste nothing alike. Okay? And when you add it together like this, it's not the same. That's why I say don't play around with bromide. Know what you're doing with your bromide. Okay? You need bromide. You need to know what you're doing with your bromide. Especially if you're eating food, drinking things, and living in an environment that is not culpable to you. And we all are. So we all need this bromide. Okay? You guys know I like to be fun with the moss, but I don't play when it comes to this bromide. This is not a game. Especially in this country. This corporation, this business of United States America Corporation, this business is dirty. It's a dirty business. And we here. So we have to keep the inside clean. Okay? We don't play with our bromide. You can do whatever you want to do with your sea moss, even though you guys know I don't like that. Sea moss is meant to be ingested in a certain way if you're talking medicinal. Food-wise, do what you want. But if you're talking medicinal, cleaning, cleansing, fasting, herbing up, you must do these things in a specific way because every herb has certain constituents. Those constituents have to be extracted in a certain way. Different extraction techniques will give you different constituents or different levels of constituents, different concentrations of constituents out of one herb, depending on what you do to it, how you do it, and how long. Okay? Yes, this is important to know, especially when you start mixing herbs and making herbal combinations. And it is vital and it is mandatory if you are cleansing and healing from a detrimental illness, sickness, or disease. Okay? I'm not going to repeat that. Run it back if you need to. This is raw bromide, raw. Fresh from the ocean is where the red algae came from. And I got the actual powdered bladderwrack from Star West Botanicals because I'm using a NutriBullet here in New York without the Vitamix, and I like my bromide smooth. I do not like chunky bromide. Take it how you have to take it. This is my preference. Now, this is raw, right? Remember I told you, it does not taste like sea moss when you make your moss into bromide. So here we go. I'm going to take a little bit raw. This is actually quite a lot raw. Oh, yeah, and then I'm going to show you two other ways to do it. So like we did earlier with the moss, I showed you different ways. I showed you how to eat it, how to take it raw, and I showed you how to mix some things in it. We're going to do the same thing with this. All I did was put the powder in my moss that you saw me blend earlier. I re-blended it until it was smooth, okay? So this is raw, no cactus, no nothing, straight up, half directly from the ocean, half powdered, wild crafted from Star West. So yes, you can get wild stuff from Star West, Monterey Bay, or Frontier. They do have an option to get stuff that has been wild crafted and foraged by people like me. Here we go. Very different than when I took the moss, right? That face. Well, this is not moss anymore. It's a bromide. Moss is red algae. Bladderwrack is brown algae. Okay? Now, when you take the red algae and you mix it with the brown algae, it becomes a bromide. It becomes a bromide. Never take bladderwrack by itself. You can take sea moss by itself, which is red algae. Do not take bladderwrack by itself, which is brown algae. Other brown algae, maybe you can. I haven't experimented with other brown algae yet. And the reason I say this, now, personally, I can do whatever I want to do. I'm just being real. Because I've been doing this for long enough. I know how to ingest bladderwrack without it harming me. I have enough red algae in my system and other herbs to where if I were to take bladderwrack by itself, I would be okay. But I also know better because I know that herb, that algae is meant to be combined with other algae in order for it to perform better for you. Lots of plants and herbs and algae are meant to go together. Lots of them grow together already, you know. Herbal combinations. Nothing is separate from anything. Everything is connected, including our herbs and our plants and our ingestion. So that being said, you just saw me take it raw. You saw me come on before I took anything except the moss from earlier and the alkaline meal. We're getting a little deeper into the day. You know, we go off of standard time, so it's about 11 o'clock for us, but for everybody else, it's probably noon. Yeah, it's probably noon for y'all. But it's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock if you're on regular standard time. If you move your clocks back and forth, it's probably 12 o'clock for you guys. I don't do that. But you saw me take it raw. Okay. Now I'm going to show you about this Yerba Mate San Mateo. Okay. This, like I said, it's a lifesaver. If you're the kind of person who used to drink coffee, or maybe you're having trouble with your energy in the morning, it's a motivator. There's energy. It makes you happier. It changes your outlook. It's not one of those things where you drink it and you're awake and then you can't sleep. Or if you drink too much of it, you crash like coffee. I really can't describe how beautiful this herb is, the way it makes you feel inside of your body. This is what it looks like, you guys, when it's not wet. Let's see if I can get my camera turned around. You guys need to see the way this herb looks when it's not wet. Because I am taking Yerba Mate San Mateo. There is a Yerba Mate that is traditional. I don't use that one. They dry it with like heat and stuff. I like whole herb Yerba Mate San Mateo, air dried, no heat. That's the color that it is. This is chopped and sifted whole herb. So I've got my stems, my leaves, everything in here. I like to purchase my herbs holistic. I want the benefits of the entire plant. If I'm doing something for a very specific reason and I need a very specific constituent, then I might use a specific part of the plant. But I will still use the other parts of the plant as well, if you guys follow that, okay? So this is what it looks like. My hands are clean. I'll just stick my hands in there really quick and show you guys a little bit. I can get my hand out the jar. Okay, got it. There we go. I'm holding my camera because of the stove that I'm on, but this is what it looks like in my hands. See? So that you know when you get your Yerba Mate San Mateo, if you're not getting whole leaf, that's what it looks like when it's cut and sifted. It's very flat and green. The brown ones are the ones that have been processed with heat. The more green, prettier ones with all the twigs in it are the whole San Mateo. Now, I've poured some San Mateo into my cup here. And now I'm going to take my bromide, which also dubs as a colon cleanser. And I'm going to put it inside of my San Mateo. You see how thick that is? Wait, I didn't show you. See how, look at that thick consistency. And don't worry, I'm going to pour all of this inside of something in just a moment so you guys can see the consistency. But I poured the yerba mate. I poured a little bit of bromide. Now I'm going to pour the rest of my yerba mate over it. My yerba mate has already been sweetened with a little bit of cactus. For those of you that are not familiar with the way I speak, when I say I'm sweetening something with cactus, I'm using raw agave. Very dark, blackish, raw, brownish agave. Looks like that. Okay, I don't use those gold, bright colored things. Please don't. Okay, if you want to know why, just sign up for a class, but don't use them. Use the dark, raw agave nectars, you know. Now, I just, you know, stir that up a bit. Okay, now I have a bromide that has been enhanced with yerba mate. Okay. I have a bromide that has been enhanced with yerba mate. Let me sit down. Oh, look, I found the bag, guys. If you're not able to order your bladder and powder it inside of a Vitamix the way I do, you can get it from Star West or Monterey Bay or Frontier Co-op, or you can just hit me up and I'll powder some for you and send it out. So you have options. If you don't have, like, you know, this really fancy, expensive blender, that's fine. Just powder your herbs or find someone to powder them for you. But, I'm messing with my hair. Okay, here we go. I told you guys I'm very happy and relaxed today after that moss I had. So, camera's on a tilt. Let me try to, let me use this bottle of wine that my Nana has here. It's a bottle of champagne. There we go. Now you guys can see me. So you're able to see from the time I woke up and did the moss until now. I've had 1 alkaline electric mill. I've had 2 servings of moss, a little bit of bromide. And you guys saw that I had the burdock and the thyme and the clove that I put in there. So now we have taken our red algae, which is the sea moss, and we have combined it with our bladderwrack, which is the brown algae, and we have created what's called a bromide. I'll say that one more time. In the last video, we processed the red algae together, which is the sea moss that people talk about. Sea moss is red algae. So we processed that. Then we combined that red algae with brown algae, which is called bladderwrack. We blended it up. And we added some yerba mate San Mateo. And when we added the yerba mate San Mateo, that gives the bromide a boost to where the bromide will work on your lower body and your upper body. Because remember, this isn't algae anymore. It's bromide. When you put the red and brown algae together, it changes what it is and it changes what it does. Separately, they do their own things. Together, they create a third thing. Red algae does its own thing by itself. Brown algae does its own thing by itself. You mix them, they do a whole other thing together. Okay? This is just how it goes. So, and then what I've done to further my herbal combination is I've added the Yerba Mate San Mateo. It gives you this happy awake. It gives you the sensation of your eyes are open, but you can still be calm. And if you wanted to sit down, you can and be alert. But if you need to get up and move really, really quickly, the herb changes you to that. Yerba Mate San Mateo is a very versatile herb. I cook with it in my food. I drink it alone, and I also drink it in my bromide. Same thing with my red algae, y'all. I cook it, my food, drink it, you know, mix it with other things. So here we go. Yerba Mate San Mateo, cactus, and bromide, which is made with red algae and brown algae. Bottoms up. This is my lunch, by the way. Oh my gosh. Now, my yerba mate is very strong. Yerba mate is a bitter herb. And mine is strong. I make it strong on purpose. I make it concentrated on purpose because I wake up very early in the morning. A lot of the times I go to sleep very, very late, especially since summer started and my Ramadan Basfama ended. Party's over, back to work, so I've had a lot to do. So mine's is very strong. This is a very strong drink. You can see the color. Very strong. Very strong bromide with very strong yerba mate and a dash of cactus. Now, yes, yerba mate is bitter when you make it very strong. You can make it lighter and get the same effect and it won't be as bitter. But as you know, and I'll say this and then I'll finish drinking, bitter is better. Bitter is better. Bitter is always going to be better than sweet. It does not matter. In anything, bitter is better. Bitter is bile. Bitter is better. And now we bottoms up. That's good. You tell our children, clean your plate. Make sure you clean your cup. Now I'm going to show you guys something that I need you to be doing. Okay. Every single time you take an herbal combination, I need some sun. I'm going to go out to the beach in a minute. When I get out there, because I'm going on a harvest, sidebar, I'm going on the harvest, I'm going to the beach, and I'm going to take my phone with me so you guys can see me harvest some red algae. But do not take herbs without water. That's not smart. Well, y'all know how I speak. I have my way. That's stupid. Don't take herbs with no water. You're going to dehydrate yourself and kill your liver, child. So you drink your bromide and you drink your moss. You take your herbs, your tinctures, and you get all this in the morning, afternoon, and night. Every dose, every hit, water comes right after and before. Don't play with your water. I see people, they do this. Let's pretend this is a full bottle, okay? Oh, and don't worry, while I'm here, I'm going to find water here. I'm working on it. It's just the source I found, because the pipe it's coming out of is metal, and it's not the little plastic pipe that we use at the springs. I know. I don't trust water running through metal. That's just me. Because it's not taken care of. But it very well be like a pipe from someone's house that was running off of spring water that's just there now. Because we are in New York. You never know. But until I have my pH tester, as you guys know, and my mineral content, which was sufficient for water in the valley. Up here, because of the source of the spring, I have to get a tester where I will be testing for contaminants. That should be coming in the mail pretty soon. And then we will all live go take a trip to that spring. And we'll test it and see what we can find. And if it's good, I'll start hauling. Now, and I have to do it because I got a lot of you guys in New York that keep saying this is not possible. And I'm telling you guys it is. Now, this is what you don't do with your waters. It's full, right? And this is what you guys do. You take a sip and you put it down. You need to be drinking it until it's gone, or you're wasting water. And your body, you're putting it in a mode where it doesn't know when it's going to get more water. So it will hold weight for no reason. Okay? I'll say that again. Do not play with your water. If you open a bottle of water, you need to drink it all immediately, and you need to be drinking 2 at a time. Do not take a sip of your water or drink a half of it and then put it down. You're putting your body into hydration starvation mode. Your body doesn't really understand why it's not getting the full dose of hydration at once. It doesn't know when it's going to get another dose, and it's going to hold on to weight and anything in your body that can keep water. Okay, you can run that back if you need to hear it again. So drink your water in full portions. Don't sip, sip, sip. Drink your water. The same way we tell our children, clean your plate, clean your cups, drink it all. There's no reason to sip on sea moss and bromide unless you're finished with your cleanse and you're done and you've already phased completely and you're saying, okay, I'm fasting and I'm going to carry my bromide with me and sip it throughout the day. Okay, but those need to be some pretty big sips, or your body is really getting upset because it's not getting enough. It's like, you're dangling this beautiful piece of water and this beautiful herb in front of your body and you're going, here, have a taste. And the body goes, that's great. I want more. I want more. I want more. But you're not finishing it. Finish your herbs, finish it, get it in. So, that felt good. I think I want another one. Let's make another one. Let's make another one, guys. Okay. I've got my bromide. Now we're going to make, okay, that was the Yerba Mate San Mateo. Let's do a different one. I've got my bromide. I'm going to pour some into my cup. You can see that beautiful thick consistency, super smooth. I'm pouring some into the bottom of my cup there. There we go. This is very, very strong, but I don't really intend on eating any solids until tonight between 6:30 and 6:45 because I'm not eating after 7:30. So, I'm going to take this and let me see here. Okay, this is what we'll do because you guys need to see this. I was not going to do this on camera, but we're going to do this.